Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you Sequence Planner inside Trimble Connect. First I'm going to show you how you can create multiple plans. We can create multiple plans with a single click. For example, go to create multiple plans. Since I already have phase 1 and 2, it automatically shows the starting index as number 3 and quantity. Let me make it 5, which means it will create phase 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Create 5 plans. You can see now. The next I'm going to create subplan. Click on the 3 dots and click create subplan. Now it gives an option to select any one of them from the drop-down list. Manual names, serial numbers, dates, and the last one is assembly names. Let me just go with one by one. I'm going to type the manual names here. And you can see the color code. This will automatically take unique color codes for each subplan. So this is where it is, and you can see the manual names. Let me show you the next option, which is serial numbers. You can change the prefix if you want to. And let me type the quantity as 4 and create. So now you can see lot 1, 2, 3 and 4. And the next option is date. You can choose the country based on where you're doing the project. Here the drop-down list. And then let me go to the start date, which is 17th. And end date, I'm taking this as 26th. So this will automatically exclude weekends and national public holidays and create. So here it is. And the next option by assembly names. If I go to create subplan and then select assembly names here, and now you can choose the names from the drop-down list. So I'm selecting column and girds, purlin, rafter and roof brace, and then click create. Now you can see. So now you have different options to do it. And finally, if you want to copy the subplan from another plan, you can just click copy subplan. Let me choose from phase 1 and then click copy. So when I go back to this phase 7, so here it is. This is exactly copied the names from the phase 1. So here it is. After creating the main plan and subplans, if you want to rearrange the order, just move your cursor. When it changes to hand symbol, you can just drag and drop them. So this is how you can rearrange the order for subplans and main plans. And if you want to delete any particular plan or subplan, you can simply select them. For example, I'm just taking this phase 4 and go to this 3 dots and click delete. Now you can see that lot number 4 has been deleted. Next, we are going to see how we can assign sequence numbers to the assemblies. You can use 2 different methods. One, you can pick multiple assemblies and assign the sequence number. And second, you can assign numbers in the order you pick. For selecting the multiple assemblies, keep this assembly selection and area selection mode active. And then you can do the cross selection. I'm going to assign this to phase 2 column and click this 3 dots, click assign multiple assemblies. You can assign the date before you assign the numbers. Let me select 25th of August and click continue. And now you have to pick the reference point. When you pick the reference point here, then it will start assigning the numbers from the objects which are close to the reference point. If you pick a reference point here, then it will be assigned the numbers starting from this column assembly. Let me just pick a point here. And if I go to the column, you can see the 3 columns. The next one is assign numbers in the order you pick. I'm going to keep this multi-select mode on, and let me just pick the rafters one by one. and click the three dots. Click Assign Picked Assemblies in the order. And then let me change the date to 25th of August and click Continue. After assigning the numbers, it will automatically add the data to the subplan. Now you can see the details here. The first one is the serial number. The second one is the sequence number. This is the assembly number, grid location and weight and date assigned. And when you look at this rafter, now the sequence number, it is starting with number 4 for the first one. The reason is all these assemblies are assigned to the same date. And the next is we also have an option to select the assembly directly from the row. Let me just click here and you can see it automatically selects the assemblies in the model. You can also select the assemblies and highlight the row. For example, let me just select this column and you can see there is an option here, highlight row from selected object. If you want to see the assembly numbers that are added to any particular plan or subplan, just go to that subplan, right click here and click highlight. And for main plan, you can see the same option here. Another advantage of using this application, it retains the sequence number even if you upload different versions of IFC or Trimble Connect model. Just for an example, this is the fuel station IFC. So if I go back to sequencing, I'm just selecting the data randomly. Can you see it is highlighting this object in the model? Let me just go back to another model. And if I go back to sequencing, before you select the objects, just click refresh model. And then once you click on it, it will automatically highlight the assemblies in the model. Next, I'm going to show you how you can change the sequence number order if something is incorrect. For example, I'm taking this R2001 and I'm going to move this assembly to the top. Once it changes to the hand symbol, just drag and drop it. It will automatically change the sequence number. Let us see how we can change the dates. If you take a look at this column and rafter, these two subplans dates are the same, but when I change the columns or rafter, for example, I'm selecting multiple rows and select the date as 24th of August. I don't need any increment. Let me just keep this 0. And once I click update, now you can see the dates are changed. It will automatically update the rafter because for 25th of August, only these 6 members are to be erected. So it changes the sequence number. Previously it was 4. Now it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me select again, right click here. And if you keep this, either you can select the current date and keep this option 0 and edit, or you can directly select the increment date as 1. And then when you click update, it will automatically go to the next date. And when it changes, you can also see this rafter sequence number also changes. The next option is, if I just go to this select date option, for the demo purpose, I'm selecting this 31st of August. As I said, if I keep 0, all the 3 columns date will change to 31st of August. But if I type 1 here, from the selected date, it will automatically increment the date, which means the first one will be 31st of August and second one will be 1st of September and third one will be 2nd of September. Let me change it back to 25th of August and update. If there is a change in erection sequence plan, it may be due to weather conditions or there might be delay in delivering the steel and precast elements. In that case, you don't have to do it one by one. Now, when I go to the phase 2, you can see this plans here, 27th and this is also 27th, and Berlin Bay is 31st. So how I'm going to update all these subplans date? Now when I go to the main plan, just open and type number 1, which means you are moving to the next date. If you type 2, that means it will move to the day after tomorrow. So once I click update, now you can see previously these dates were 27, now it is 28. See the Berlin, it was 31st of August, now it is 1st of September. You can also add camera and attach the view. For example, if you just right click on this and add camera, and now I'm going to rotate this one. And to go back to that view, click on this camera symbol. It will automatically change the viewing angle. And once you click on the row, it will highlight the object. So if you want to change the view, for example, I'm just keeping it like this, and then right click here, change camera. It has been captured now. So let me rotate this. Again, click on the camera. So now you can see. So it will be easy for you to add a view or change the view using this add camera and change camera function. The next function is run simulation. You can run it at top level. When you just click on the 3 dots, you can see the run simulation at the top level. For any subplan level, you can just click on the 3 dots and you can see the same option. And here you can select multiple plans and multiple subplans, or you can run simulation by setting the start date and end date. You can set the timing here, and also you can change the transparency status. Now I'm going to run for the phase 2, column 3, and run simulation. Can you see when it runs the simulation, it actually takes the color code of the subplan. Let me just run it at the top level. Let me reset the model and run simulation. Now, after running the simulation, you can also export this into MP4 format. Just click on this export MP4. So here is the MP4 file. Once you click, and now you can see, once you export the MP4 format, you can send this file to the people, those who are involved in this project. And the next very important function is export the data into Excel format. So click this export to Excel, and you have option to select the multiple plans and date range, and you can also change the report file name. For example, I'm going to create only for phase 1 and 2. So let me just remove all these phases. And as I said, you can also set the date range here, but I'm just going to keep it blank. And now I say this is for sequence report for phase 1 and 2, and then click export. So let me just open the Excel report. And now you can see this is the phase 1. On 14th of August, there are 22 members to be erected. And then you can see 17th of August and 18th of August. And if I go down, then it goes to phase 2. When you create the report, it will automatically segregate them by phases and dates. This report, it shows the units in millimeters and weight in tonnage. And it will also include the center of gravity if you have added COG attributes when you export the model into IFC format. If you are working in Imperial, you can also change the units. For example, Just go back to the settings and click units. Then go to the unit system, select imperial and change the units for length, area, volume, weight and angle. For length, I need feet and inches, and for weight, let me select LB and then save changes. And next time when I create the report, this is going to take this unit system. So I'm going to create the report one more time. So this is the report file name and click export. So you can see the report in imperial units. If you find any of the data is missing, for example, assembly name or assembly mark, which means those informations have not been included when you export the model into IFC. So then make sure you add relevant details into the IFC model.